Hello and welcome to session 3 of our Neo Shinobi Vendetta, which is a anime cyberpunk ninja hack of Blades in the Dark, Forged in the Dark. And this is coming to you from the Gauntlet Hangouts. This is an online gaming club / community. If you're in this situation where like, I'm at home now, and I would like to find an online gaming group that has safety tools and they play indie games. Well, you come to the right place. This is who we are. You can find out more about that at gauntlet-rpg.com. We have a Patreon that helps support that and gets priority access to our calendar. We also have a program for marginalized gamers or those suffering financial hardship that's out there and available. You can find out about that, called Gauntlet Gameway. Also, if you go and look at the calendar, and there are open seats, like 3 days after they're open for anybody. So if you see an open seat and you're like, I want to try this out, go and do that. Just go to the site, go to the calendar, check it out. This is a crazy time, and it's good to have fun stuff to do indoors. Like I started Disgaea 5 yesterday, and that will take me 1,000 hours to get through. So got to have all those things in hand. So we are starting out with our group from last time. We had one character who was off stage. We're going to have them talk about who they are so we can frame them back in. And then we're going to go to downtime, which includes rolling for entanglements and fallout from the mission. I've already assigned some of the things there. And we're going to get a crew upgrade as well. So there we're going to go. Patrick, remind us who Snow Lotus is.
So Snow Lotus is, I don't want to go too fast for everybody, a ninja. No, he is Sevder Aratani. He's a nanoswarm powered ninja, and he comes from the wildlands, sort of outside of Neo Kyoto, is that it?
Yeah, Neo Kyoto.
He's part of the Eternal Pando eco-reclamists that are trying to like bring plant life and natural life back into a world that's just becoming like microchipped. And so he uses the nanite swarm that lives inside of him to quickly construct plants, organisms, things like that, and then sort of let nature take over from there in a mixed technology and natural function sort of way. He's the sorcerer playbook, and at the moment, in perfectly ninja fashion, he can walk on walls, ceilings, anything completely normally as if it was the ground, casually just hanging on to things, because that seemed great.
That is smart. And Patrick, you're going to get from session 1 4 XP to assign wherever
cool.
you would like. Let's have yes.
I was going to say I'd at least like to hear about Steel Crane, since I haven't met Steel Crane.
Yes, I'm going to have everybody else actually, I think, go through just to get everybody back in place. Let's actually come to Himitsu. Just give us the quick elevator pitch. Remind us of who our Kitsune is.
Right. So the quick elevator pitch is Himitsu does not mind pretending to look like terrorists to distract the police. But basically, Himitsu is also a ninja, but their power source is psychic instead. And they often take on the forms and faces of other folks in order to sneak around or get information. Wow, I'm looking at my character sheet. I am so stressed out. I am one stress box away from traumaing out. So I think we know what my actions are going to be.
Yes.
I think that, I think one last thing in terms of cool role stuff is I pick the abilities that make it easier for me to slip in and pretend to be someone else.
Oh, excellent. And then let's come to Fuji, our Oni.
Hi, I'm Puckett. He, him pronouns. I am playing Fuji, who is pretty simple. I mean, his desires are simply just like old pachinko balls and old pachinko machine parts. And he has no compunctions about clearing a room in an extraordinarily violent way, although he often would prefer not to hurt people who don't need to be hurt. But he's not really bothered by it if it has to happen. I mean, some things are necessary. Other than that, he just shows up, clears rooms, takes off. Simple. That's the way he likes it.
I like it. And last but not least, Steel Crane.
I'm Gerwin, pronouns he, him, and I'm playing Steel Crane, she, her, who is she is a killer. She is someone who basically has been raised and trained by the clan and those outside the clan to take out a target, and that is the only priority. She's got grown a little bit of a conscience since, and certainly some of her social life has started to come over into the missions that she's doing, including one incredibly stressful mission for her previously where she had to kill her lover's brother. And I'm looking forward to seeing the fallout of that. But I'm playing the Dragon Playbook, which is a ranged combatant. That gives me access to a sniper rifle, but it's not really a sniper rifle. She actually uses an augmented bow, and in the anime way, as you can see in the picture. And in real life, she runs a little noodle stand, and she is a street racer.
Yes, which was the awesome thing we saw some of that last time on screen. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to give everybody one more XP because we've only got 5 sessions. Why don't I just hand one more XP because I know a couple people are kind of close, so we'll just hand that out. And then we are going to look at downtime. I added some rep to the cell, so you're at 5 ticks on your rep clock. And I also added some heat from last time, primarily because you brought a building down. And there was some killings and things like that, but I didn't go too much higher on that. I think this is a mission with strong results, so I think you're going to get 8 secrets. That's our currency that you can decide to distribute how you want. Again, secrets are used like coin in Blades, where you can use them to get yourself an extra downtime action or to boost the results of a downtime action. So that is how they work. So we'll roll this into our RP after we do downtime. But last time they were able to rescue from the shogunate a sleeper agent for the clan who had been put in before this whole like corruption of the clan, and they were able to rescue her as well as a kid that she brought with her. You don't know the details on that, on what's going on, and we will go through when we get to the RP section. We'll talk about that for a bit. So that was the thing that happened last time. So I am going to quickly grab a die. We have 2 projects on the table. One is the building of a haven for yokai, for the robotic sort of the robots that have been weirdly corrupted and think that they're old Japanese monsters, like Kappa and stuff that wander around, or hungry ghosts and that kind of thing. So let me do that. Ooh. All right, we got conflicting. Oh, I got to roll 2 of these. That's right. Okay, so the lower one is this. Let's see here. So we have rival makes trouble. So we'll get to that in the RP section then. So that is your entanglement. I'm going to pull somebody's rival out and make them unpleasant today. So if we look at the cell, I just want to point out what we already have, and then we're going to go to downtime. You have Forged in Fire, which means you get an extra die to all resistance rolls, which is pretty sweet. And then you
Came
have
in handy last time, yeah.
yes, it saves some people's bacon. And then we have Rigging, which means you have additional conceal things. So you have +2 items when you go out on a mission, in addition to your regular load. And then you have Contacts and Yokai Favors. So you have contacts among the underground robo monsters that you can call in for assistance.
And motorbikes. We have motorbikes.
Yes. Oh, that's right. And you also have everyone has a sweet motorbike that is customized to themselves. So those are all the things that we have here. We have a lore keeper that gives you extra secrets for extraction missions, which means actually you should have two more secrets. And you also get an extra die for I think we said we're saving that for some other kind of mission. We're figuring that out. But let's come to downtime. So in downtime, everybody gets 2 actions. You can spend a secret to get additional actions in downtime. Let me start with the person who I'm pretty sure I know what they're doing.
Wait, can I check how many secrets did we get? So I may have to buy
so
extra.
you would have gotten 10, which we
Okay.
can assume that's 2 for everyone,
Right.
plus another 2 for the cell.
The cell's
Okay.
one away from full, though.
Yes, you need to get secure sight. So somebody needs to spend one of these secrets right away to assist them. Oh,
How
Jimmy,
does that
it's-
work?
Uh-oh.
How does that work?
Oh, so what that does is you can spend the secrets like coin to give yourself an extra downtime action or to boost the results of a downtime action.
Okay.
So like if you were doing your project, you could, and you rolled a level of success, you could spend the secrets to boost that up. Let's while we wait for Jamie to come back, since her internet is a little spotty, let's come to you, Fuji. Where are you at?
I believe I'm back in our headquarters, and that I'm
Okay.
probably waking up from something almost like a hangover, because I was on the internet, or the equivalent of it, much, much, much too late on an auction site, trying to find a machine, or a part from this rare pachinko machine from about 1942. I didn't win the auction. Got sniped at the last minute.
Yeah, it's not good.
Not me. Not me.
No. You were quite on target with your sniping last time. So, but I think I'm trying to burn off some stress here.
Okay, it looks like your assess is 0. Am I right about that number? Yeah. So when you're relieving stress, you're going to be rolling 2 dice and taking the lowest number.
All right. Well, that's a 1.
As a 1, so your stress will go down by 1. Yes.
I understand that I can spend a secret to improve that.
For this, if I recall correctly, it actually, because it's a flat number, it doesn't increase on that. If I recall.
I would actually recommend using it to get an extra action to get rid of stress, rather than actually spending it to get an extra dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, on other rolls that go off of tiers rather than just number, you can spend it to push your tier up.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think the resistance roll, that roll for that is a tiered one, is it?
No, I was saying for other ones that are.
Okay, that makes sense. So you'll reduce your stress by 1. We'll come back around to you.
Sure.
And you have additional chances. Steel Crane, what's your stress at?
I think I'm out street racing. My stress is at 6. I think I need to burn some of that off.
Okay. Then you are out hitting the streets for that, and you're rolling 2 dice.
Okay. It's the 2 on the left. That'll be a 6.
Okay. Then reduce your stress by 6. Look at that. You're clean, set, ready to go. Let's come to Snow Lotus. You're at that difficult age.
Let's see. I will want to de-stress at some point, but I'm not hurting at the moment.
Yeah.
But we do have an extra secret floating around, and I could use that to try and lower heat on the cell.
That seems like a reasonable thing to do. Hey.
So a building fell down, go boom?
Yeah. Yes, a building fell down. Fell. And crushed a crashed ship.
I mean, these things happen.
So how would you work to, reduce heat, reduce your group's contact with what went on, all of that kind of thing?
So could I try and use some of my techno-organic handyman skills on a larger scale to try and fix some of the damage? Could I try and set a sort of a series of infrastructure vines growing up to start restructuring this building?
Yeah. Does that kind of sounds like taking sabotage, but reversing it? Does that seem right? Or do you feel like it's something else?
I was just looking at the description of plant to see it's but I don't think that's exactly this. I had been wondering where a constructive action would fall in these skills.
So this is
reverse sabotage.
So this is a discussion that Sherry and I have had a couple of times, and the reverse sabotage is her settling on this. That is how she's reading that, is that the inverse of that also works. This may be something you want to talk with Sherry about. She has a definitive opinion about this, and I have a different definitive opinion. So.
Oh gosh.
Well, cool. I can go with that idea. This building has been wildly sabotaged, so expertise in that'll help me put it back together.
So let's have you then go ahead and roll with that. Now you could spend that secret to give yourself an extra die on that roll.
Is that it, or would you spend it afterwards to bump it?
Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you. It's been a while since I've done forged and the reduced heat. You're right.
And I've played very confused games of Forged in the Dark, so these questions are genuine. It's not like me trying to low key. I genuinely don't know.
J-Law.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll roll 2 dice. We'll see what the results are
cool.
based on that, and then you'll have a chance to spend secrets to bump the results up.
Or no, I have 1 die. Can I? This is an action. Could I spend a?
Yeah.
Could I push myself to get another die?
Absolutely.
I will do that.
Smart thing to do.
I mean, I said I was going to be de-stressing later, so this will all just fix itself. Okay, you two guys, roll something. I got a 5.
Got a 5. And
good.
A 5 will lower the heat by 2 ticks.
And what is our heat at?
Your heat right now, if we look here, is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right now.
Gotcha. Let's see. So a 6 plus would only be 3, so that'd only be 1 more heat off for a whole nother secret. No,
5 is
I'll go
good already.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the 2 for now.
Okay. Then let's come to our Kitsune. What are you doing?
Well, I'm sure it's a surprise. I'm going to work on releasing my stress. I'm going to check out my vice. I think this time, instead of offering myself up as a vessel, as a memory connoisseur, I think I'm going to actually seek out those memories myself. I think I'm going to look for someone. I think I had too much fun pretending to be that big beefy terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm going to. I have a feeling like his memories are out on the black market, and I'm going to try to track those down and relive those.
So you're going to
So-
go and try and get black market memories of a terrorist. This seems absolutely appropriate for the de-stressing and for being a vice that's dangerous.
Yeah.
So
And how does it
yeah.
work again? I have.
It looks like you have 2 dice in all of
That's right, in each
your main
one.
stats.
Yeah, so just roll 2. Got it. So let's go, darlings. Okay. Oh, I have a 6.
Look at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll go down to just 2 stress left on your track.
Ooh.
That is a good
Ooh.
and clear number.
Wow, that went so much better than I thought it would. Yeah.
I'm going to
So-
come around and we'll do the second downtime action. Steel Crane, what do you want for your second downtime action?
I'm also going to go and try and reduce the heat on us.
Okay.
Now,
How are you doing that?
Now, there's a certain terrorist who popped their head up during our last mission,
Yes.
except he wasn't there, as I understand it.
No, he is not.
I get the feeling that part of the heat is the fact that he's actually been putting people out on the street from his cell and organization looking to find out who did that.
Sure.
I'm going to hunt down a few and take them out.
Okay, that definitely sounds like
Perfect.
stalk to me.
Yep, that's what I intended. Okay, so that's a 6 again.
That is a 6 again. So that will be 3 ticks off of the heat clock as you quietly take a few people out. Noise gets a little bit less. People are a little bit worried. Moves things along. Puckett, what do you want for your second downtime action?
I need to get that stress down. I mean, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And then I think I'd like to spend a secret after the next round to bring down some heat, but
Sure.
I got to call up my dealer.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, you go and talk to them. You saw some samples last time. You didn't have a real chance to get into that laser pachinko parlor's back room, but there was some options there. So let's have you roll your 2 dice and take the lowest.
and that is 2.
Okay, so 2 ticks off of your stress clock.
All righty.
Oof, ouchie.
And then we come to Patrick.
So I know I said before, like, I'm not really that stressed, but things seem to have changed a little bit, and I feel slightly stressed.
Yeah.
So I think I'd like to indulge vice.
Okay, and tell us how you indulge your vice.
So I go to see Psychotora, an archiflorologist, someone who specializes in ancient unmodded heirloom seeds. So
Look at these sweet tomatoes.
But tomatoes are gross, so we're not doing that. But I was thinking about it, and I think it's cucumbers. He's looking for like natural cucumber seeds, because I think over time, just to like make packing and shipping the highest efficiency, they've actually developed these like completely square-edged rectangular cucumbers that are all like a prescribed length, and they stack perfectly.
Are you saying they're a hypercuke?
Yes, down with puns in vegetable aisles.
Sorry.
So yes, I'm trying to find like the ugliest, most natural, bent, weird, warty cucumber seeds I can find.
Okay. So let's have you. You have 2 dice for your stress reduction.
Yes. You guys, come on, be nice. It's a 3.
It could have been a 6, so 3 is good.
Yeah. It could have been worse if he hit a 6.
Yes. So that will take that down.
So yeah, I've got a little pot with some like little sprouts coming up, just natural under a sun lamp, not even teching them up at all. They're going to be the ugliest cucumbers you've ever seen.
And then let's come. Did we already do both of your kitsune?
Oh, I just did the one because I got kicked.
Yes. So let's do your other one.
Yeah, I will work on that yokai on that project.
Okay.
Yeah, so the yokai haven. I think because like last time I used consort, I think yeah, I think I'm going to try to like, so I think like by this point I've had someone sort of set up a temporary shelter, but I know that the best way to keep people protected is to put out false rumors, so that they think that the yokai haven is in a different area entirely. So I want to try to use insinuate.
That seems perfect.
Yeah, so I go around dropping hints with different people through the Heartbreak Hotel. So that's 2 dice. Okay, let's go. You look good, babies. Okay. You lied to me. My highest is a 2.
Your highest is a 2, so that would be 1 tick.
Yeah, oh, it's okay.
Unless you want to spend a secret to take it to 2 ticks.
I will do that. For anything from my yokai babies.
Okay.
My robot babies.
So 2 ticks on there, which will take you to 5. Tell me, what is it that you add to the haven this time?
Ooh. So I think what I add is I find these ancient scrolls and holographic cartoons of the monsters that they're copying from Japanese folklore. And I install an AI that can tell the stories of the naughty tanuki and the wily kappa and so on and so forth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can I ask, just since I wasn't here last time, what does the haven look like? Like, where is it?
Well, it started out in the bathroom, like of my bar, but we built it where you can like walk in. I just love the idea of like walking in from the bathroom, like maybe like how those Japanese toilets have so many buttons. There's like a certain like video game starting menu passcode, and then you can open up the door to get to the area. That's what I'm thinking.
That's very Yakuza video game right there. Yeah,
right,
that seems appropriate.
Right.
So yeah, we will get that. We'll get that to that level 5. And what is the new thing you added? We've got the bathroom entryway. We've got this area that is kind of a bespoke yokai haven.
Right, and then so I added the AI and the ancient actual paper scrolls, but also holographic videos of the folklore creatures. I think they're having a fun time seeing those movies about humans getting their just desserts, dealing with a Yuki Onna or something similar. So.
And then let's come to Steel Crane. Steel Crane, do you wish to do a 3rd downtime action?
Yes, I do. I'd like to do some more work on the bike that I'm working on.
Okay.
Spend a secret to do it.
Okay.
Spend my personal one. So I think in this instance, what's the name of my racing rival?
Oh, let me grab that.
Oh, yeah.
Was it? It wasn't Red Zhao, was it?
No, it was
No, Anubis.
No, Anubis
Oh,
was the
the
young kid.
Young kid.
Yeah,
That's
here,
right.
here. Let me look through the names. I remember I pulled it.
Mitsu actually background.
Zura, was it?
Dora was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zura
Yeah.
resolves. I'm going to copy and paste it into the chat because I can't pronounce the last name. I'm so sorry.
I think I'm going to go and steal something from her bike.
Oh, gosh. Perfect.
All right. Do you think that's steel then?
In this case, I'm doing it. I'm taking components as much to actually weaken her and make her less effective in the coming race as well. So I was hoping to use debilitate.
That seems reasonable.
Okay, so that's 1 dice, and that's a 3.
There's a 3. So that will be 1 tick on your clock. You could spend another secret to boost that up to 2 ticks.
How long is that? How big is that clock?
That clock is a 6-segment clock.
And it's on 2 at the moment, isn't it?
And it says 1 tick right now before we add anything to it. Now, you could also spend a coin to just take another action, which probably your odds are better there.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Okay. So I'll put the 1 tick on the bike. We'll come back. Fuji, do you have another action, another downtime that you want to spend a coin to do?
Sorry about that.
That's good.
Yes, I do. I would like to reduce heat.
Okay. And how are you going to reduce the heat on the crew?
Well, you remember how when we were bringing down that building, we found out that one of my boss's underlings lived there?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go check up on them in the hospital, make sure they're okay.
What do you think that is? Is that distract? Trying to do that, or is there something else you're doing?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, my basic thought on it is that I'm going to check up on them, and if they ask what I was doing there, I was trying to find that pachinko parlor. I heard they might have some stuff, but I just couldn't find it. But I happened to be in the area and saw the crash and knew that this person lived there, and I wanted to make sure that they got out because I know how important they are to the big boss.
Yeah,
So
I
does
think
that sound like distract or
yeah, that does sound like distract.
okay. And so I'm rolling with 2 dice.
You just have 1 die in distract. It looks like to me.
All right. That's a 6.
That is a 6, so that is going to be 3 ticks down on your cell's heat, taking you down to just 1 heat for the cell, which is pretty good. And then let's come to Snow Lotus. Do you have any other downtime actions that you wish to do?
Yes, because the first one I actually spent that free floating
right.
secret on, so I still have a free one. And I think that Yokai Haven sounds awesome. So
Okay.
if it's all right, Jamie, I'd like to add in on that.
Please go ahead.
Cool. So you've got like all these stories of the monsters and their original sort of tales and where they belonged. So I want to make this haven look more like it's supposed to. And I just did the very natural plants thing with my stress stuff, so I'm going the complete opposite route. And I want to make some very like nanotech enhanced plants for this place that are like the glowing magical fruit that they fight over, or that they try and keep away from humans, or like the sort of walking, talking flower things that will like entire beds of them will get up and run to other parts of the haven.
Perfect.
And I want to use the plant skill because it's just perfect for this.
Absolutely.
But looking at it, that gives me a sort of like more dangerous edge to these plants. So I think some of them also act as like protectors for the sanctuary.
Oh,
If
smart.
they notice anyone who doesn't fit in, like someone will come in and start attacking people.
I like that. You will do that, and the minimum you can get is 1 tick. So you will successfully create that. But let's have you roll in case you get a crit.
I got a 5.
Okay. The
Solid
Haven
enough.
will be finished solidly with a little bit left over. So tell me, I'm going to have everybody do this. Tell me about one yokai that is present in this haven.
So I think there's like a what is it, a kappa, the like turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's like a tortoise yokai who's, he's very humanoid bipedal shaped, but very like cyber ninja turtle. He's got the big shell and sort of greenish skin.
Now, how fancy is it? Is it like a real custom thing, or is he like a lot of yokai where he spray painted himself green and found a big piece of metal strapped to his back?
I do think it's like an obviously constructed shell, but he has gone to the trouble of finding some like reactive like electro paint, so that there are these designs that sort of run through and swirl and light up on his shell. I think he finds the little like glowing fruits to eat and keep those like charged up.
Nice. Jamie, what's another yokai here from your haven?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'd love to see a tengu. So normally they have like large noses and they're all red with bird wings. I think this one is like, it's made up of older parts of the robots that used to fix racing bikes. So they all have like red stripes and have that sort of thing. And they have a lot of the, I think they used to work for this particular like racing company that had like a wing insignia going on. They sort of built out those wings for themselves. And they look like they have a permanent scowl on their faces just because of the combination of mechanics on their face. Yeah, and so I think this one, they're a little overprotective of the space and they're getting their long nose into people's business quite often. So
what are the wings like a solid piece, or are they made of feathers? And if so, what are the feathers made of?
Yeah, I think they're actually holographic in nature, where like as they walk around, the feathers will fall down and stay for a moment on different things before disappearing.
Very nice. Puckett, what's another creature, another yokai monstery thing that might be present here?
Sutoku Tenno.
And what is that?
It is a yokai that was once human, but after his death, he inflicted his wrath upon the imperial court at Kyoto.
So how is this robot made themselves look like this?
A lot of holographic effects, like lightning and flames coming back, streaming back from their eyes, which are just this kind of glitchy, digitized blue. Their skin is, well, such as a robot can have skin, is this kind of sickly grayish color, like the color of a waterlogged corpse.
Very nice. And then Gerwin, what's a final one from amongst the yokai?
I think it's a Chukinobek, which is a possessed paper lantern.
Ooh.
It is a paper lantern possessed by a ghost that has a human face on the front.
So is it kind of like a drone then? Is it a robot? How does it echo this creature?
I think it's got a series of armatures that basically fold up inside the lantern. And it goes around and hangs itself from different points in the actual sanctuary itself. It's very much the grumpy old man. Complaining
nice.
about all the younger yokai and all the younger robots running around it.
They don't understand how tough it was. Awesome. I want to take our first break here. And when we come back, we're going to talk about fallout from the last mission. And then we're going to do our RP segment of the show. So let's take 5. Let me look at everybody's rivals and things. We've got that. That.
What does equal in scale to a small gang mean when I look at Storm?
Sure. So normally when characters like face a foe, we base what their position is and their potency based on kind of the relative scale. So, one person versus a gang is, might be in a more risky or even higher problematic thing, but and their effect would be lower because they aren't able to take everybody out. But when you're able to take on a small gang essentially on equal terms.
Well,
So,
that sorts things out.
Yeah, your potency is normal, and it can only go up from there.
And so then you'd have advantage against a single person.
No, this is more about the when you're dealing with big groups, you know how to handle them. You're good at dealing with that. You're able to handle all of the troops and gangs and things like that in a lightning fast blaze, or however that technique works.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
We have for our cell, you're going to get an advance. So we've got a couple of things we need to decide. One is we need to decide who the cell's contact is. There's a set of 6 choices there. And then the cell will get an advance, which means you can take a new special ability, or you can take 2 cell upgrades, which includes like layer, quality items, training, cohorts, all of that kind of thing. So, Patrick, we didn't have a chance to have you participate in the decision making last time. So I'm going to have you look at the cell there. Do you think? Do you have a couple of things there that appeal to you? Ooh, I just saw a cat leap in the background.
Well, if we have that yokai haven and we haven't chosen a contact, how about Katsumi Loss, Kami?
Okay.
That seems to tie in.
So the Kami are, you'll like this, they are great clouds of nanos. They are great nano swarms that are out there. The Kami actually, a lot of people believe that they are in fact spirits that have taken over these swarms. Some people believe that it's just a wild programming. So imagine that they're dispersed around until they manifest as the particular Kami that they are. And so what kind of Kami is Katsumi Loss? What are they a Kami of?
I guess it can't all be hopeful. Some sort of like death, grief, ghost, something like that. Katsumi Loss. That's sort of what that's saying to me.
Okay, like a spirit of grieving. Jamie, what do they look like when they manifest?
Ooh, I think they look like I'm kind of imagining that big black creature from Spirited Away, except you can sense that there are numerous spirits within them, and at any point they can unpeel, pull back the layers to reveal the other spirits.
Like a black onion. Okay, I like that.
Well, between the cucumber and the onion, where are we going today?
So that's the Katsumi Loss. So that's our contact. Gerwin, between special abilities or cell upgrades, what's your anything that you go, oh, we need to do this?
Ooh, wow. I think since we've built the sanctuary, we need to keep it secure. So I'm thinking a secure site, maybe
That's a
maybe
possibility.
some use.
Yeah. So it would
Or
be
a
an
safe
upgrade.
house.
You would get you could either get a safe house, or we could do the secure site to keep your credit, your secret
sorry.
safe.
Yeah, sorry, secure sites for secrets, isn't it?
Yeah. But safe house would be perfect too.
If people are okay with it, I'll go with safe house then.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. I've got a better idea. I think pet. I think we have a yokai pet that's actually come out of the sanctuary.
Yay!
Okay.
I was hoping
So
we could get some pets.
high quality pet special there. Now what I'm going to do, actually, because I'm going to be generous again, I'm going to let you have one more tick on your upgrades, and then I'll let you have an ability. Just because they're fun. They're super fun.
Yay!
Puckett, what do you think? Do you have another upgrade that you're eyeing, or do you want to propose one of the special abilities?
I really like discipline.
And discipline is the choose 3 abilities. Each PC may add 1 action rating to one of those.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be some bump ups. What do you? I know that Jamie had also spoken about that one last time. Patrick, Gerwin, would you be good with that as a special ability pick? Okay, then here's the question: what 3 abilities does your cell have discipline in? Puckett, you said it first, so I'm going to let you pick one of them.
I mean, for me, I need to pick strike, but I also want to make sure that we're looking at stuff that's basically going to offset any kind of weaknesses we have.
So let's put a note on strike. Gerwin, what do you think?
I think so far we've got. And let me just check Puckett's character sheet. So far, we've only got one person here that's really a talker amongst us, which is Jamie. I think maybe having a consort, and that might be a way forward.
Okay. Jamie, what do you think?
Yeah, I also like, because I'm looking at some of the other ones we have. Yeah, we have 1 dot in records for 2 of us. Let's see. Oh, do we have anything in steel? Let's have one in steel. No one has steel.
Okay. Would you be good with those, with getting an extra dot in one of those, Patrick?
Yeah.
Strike. Okay. Then your 3 will be, each of you can put 1 extra die in either strike, consort, or steel. Put a note here. I can type well.
Oh, and when we get a new ability, can it also be a source ability, or should we stick to roll abilities?
When you get a new ability based on playbook things, you can take a source ability or you can take a standard ability.
Nice. Okay, I got Psionic Blast because why not?
Oh yeah, that is a nice one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like it's because of the terrorist memories. So yeah.
All right. then Patrick, since the others chose the abilities that we added into that thing, why don't you tell me what the other upgrade you want for the cell is?
Ooh. Sorry, just looking at all of the options.
Oh, I know. There are too many options.
I really feel like leaning into the sweet ass bikes. It says the second upgrade improves their armor and speed.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, nice. We had way too much fun last time.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go for it.
So you have the super sweet bikes. They are armored. They're armed. They're transformable. They can morph as you need to. They're even sweeter than the bikes and Hobbs and Shaw, which is still the star of that movie. If you haven't seen it,
Amazing acting.
it's yeah, that bike is
Compelling work.
exactly.
Did I just get my cyclone?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, literally when I saw the Hobbs and Shaw bike in the sequence in the theater, I giggled out loud, like just because I couldn't stand how sweet it was. All right, so we've added some things. We've built this safe house. So or for our yokai, you've returned this woman and this child. You've gotten them through your cell leader to a place that they can hide, rest, and relax. The woman is still injured and she is recovering from that. But there are a couple of other people that are cell people. That's probably the first time you meet them, first time you realize that they're in the know like you are. One of them will come back and sit the four of you down and will say, it looks like the agent that you retrieved was planted in the Shogun's household when she was a teen. She's been there for about 16 years, as far as we can tell. With whatever happened, a lot of the people who were in deep undercover were lost and just remained in deep undercover and haven't chimed in because they're waiting for commands for orders and things. That child is her child. It is also the Shogun's child.
And I'll let out an explosive breath of.
I'm really glad we made friends with those motorcycle kids now.
And they wanted us to kill the child?
We don't know what the clan knew about exactly what went on. We think that someone at the senior levels of our clan realizes what's going on, has the awareness about the transformation, and realized that having this deep undercover agent who hadn't been corrupted would be dangerous, and they sent you in to kill her just on the basis of that. I don't think they knew what kind of treasure, what kind of asset that they brought with them. We're going to be speaking with them when she recovers fully. There are some, how do I put this? Some things that we have to get out of their system, markers and essentially anti-escape systems set up in their biology that we are having to clear. And the shogunate keeps their people close, so it may be a bit before we get something out of her. The kid is scared, but we're doing our best to keep him occupied.
And who's taking care of him now?
And this, and I imagine this ninja is kind of like it's a big like surgeon ninja with like extendable knives and things like that, and it's like, well I'm taking care of it.
Oh, and I'm sure you're doing an amazing job. But you know,
It gets
everyone
upset,
needs a rest.
and I'm able to sedate it so we can keep it safe.
You know, I can see why you thought that was the best course of action, and I applaud you for that, brother. But how about we take turns? We wouldn't want the burden to become too heavy on your capable shoulders.
Oh, all right. Yeah, yes. If you will put it into your care.
Right. You are indeed wise, brother. I'll go take care of that. And I give this look at Fuji, like, come with me, help me.
I just mouth the word, it?
Don't say, don't.
So let's do that scene, and then we'll come back to Snow Lotus and Steel Crane. So you go in. The other ninja who is here is essentially one of the tactical people who's kind of staying by the bedside, essentially as a kind of bodyguard. The kid's in another room of this safe house, and he's sitting there. He's got like a little data pad toy, and he definitely seems both terrified and bored.
And this is the kid, right, in front of us with the
he kind of looks up at you. 8 years old.
Mhm.
He's still in these kind of very fancy clothes.
Yeah. How are you doing? Do you remember us from the mission?
I remember we were on bikes, like bicycles,
Right.
or
Right.
yes, but they were big.
Yeah, and cool, right? Like super cool.
I suppose.
Right? Are you comfortable in those clothes? Could we get you something else?
Well, these are my clothes. If you want to have one of the handmaidens bring me something else, certainly.
Right, we're a little short on handmaidens. I apologize for that, young master, but is there something I could get you to make you more comfortable? You seem a little off. Oh, this is Fuji, by the way. Don't worry, he's nicer than he looks.
I crouch down, say, have you ever thrown a shuriken?
What? We're gonna go straight into that, Fuji. Like I slap his shoulder.
The kid's bored. Look at him.
Yeah.
We've got walls here. He can throw a shuriken into him.
A shuriken for a board. What?
He's
Fuji.
8.
I should have brought Snow Lotus. Like,
what 8-year-old boy doesn't want to throw shuriken?
just because they want to doesn't mean they should.
What's a shuriken?
It's a type of
one
candy.
of these.
it's a, like I kick you.
And your shuriken are, the little ones that like have extendables, and maybe they even have laser things on the edges of them. And the kid's like, ooh, when he sees it, like, that looks dangerous. Let me play with that.
Here, let me show you how.
Fuji, if he loses a finger or two, it's we're gonna strap yours onto his. That's what's gonna happen.
Look, if he loses a finger, we have cybernetics for that, right? This is why we have cybernetics.
That's not how it works. Do you realize how important bodies are? And I'm talking from a body that's not mine. Like,
Yeah.
I look at my legs, which are not actual legs, but are just jet propulsion systems, and it's like, I don't see a problem.
Are you Yojimbo?
Yes, I am.
No, he's not.
Wait, I don't understand.
You know what? I can see the two of you are getting along really well. I'll leave the two of you because Fuji is going to be your caretaker now, since he's making so many decisions about what's best for you. Right, Fuji?
I got this.
Right. And if you don't, I'm gonna take it out in your pachinko collection.
Look, if I don't have this, there probably won't be enough of me left to take anything out on.
Fine. I'll leave the two of you alone. Let me check in with the handmaidens, young master.
Steel Crane, Snow Lotus, what's your take on this situation?
This is dangerous. This brings an awful lot of heat down. Don't you agree?
It's attention we can't afford, but what do we do with the child?
This child has been raised in a palace all his life. He doesn't know anything of the outside world. This child is an anchor around us. He will need constant supervision. We can't afford that. I don't know what possessed Fuji.
We certainly don't lead the sort of life that can keep a child safe.
Every mission we go on can be our last. And if something happens to us, what happens to the child? More importantly, his father is going to know that he is gone and is going to be looking for him. We have enough trouble with the clan checking on us without that sort of heat coming down on us.
I think as you two are there, you will see your cell leader, the person who's giving you the missions, Kasama Rust, returns back, looking a little like clearly they've been thinking about this heavily, and they will say, Snow Lotus, Steel Crane, where are the other two?
Looking after the child.
What are your thoughts on this?
It seems a really bad idea to have a child around here.
It seems
distracting, and dangerous, and threatened.
It seems a really bad idea to have that child around here. We are painting ourselves as a target. We're sticking our heads up above the parapets. In those situations, we just have to wait for the hammer to fall and the head to roll. We need to find someone else to look after him.
I agree that we need to find a place to put him. This woman that we saved is one of our clan. This is her child. So by extension, this child is a member of our clan.
The city is always going to be dangerous for them.
The city is
Right now.
massive. We need to put, at least for the time being, the child somewhere that is unexpected.
I have connections outside of the city. Surely they'll waste a lot of resources searching every corner of Neo Kyoto before they move into the wildlands.
That may be a thing that we need to set up to do.
In the meantime, if you wish to hide a coin, you put it in the treasury. For there are many other coins that can be stolen. If you wish to hide a child on its own it stands out, but a child amongst other children does not make itself known so easily.
True enough, but I have a hard time believing he'd fit in seamlessly at an orphanage or, somewhere. He seems a rather certain level of child.
We need him where we can get a hold of him or move him quickly, given the state of his mother. I believe that Himitsu has some kind of bar club kind of thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Take him there. Keep him safe there for the time being until the situation changes.
Understood.
We have some hidden accommodations I think they could stay in for now there.
Good. The less I know, the better. And I'll assume that Himitsu and eventually Fuji will return back. And Kosama will say, kind of repeat what he said to them. Is that amenable to you, Himitsu?
Yes, I am not so quick to call the child a burden, but he will be safe with us. We will take care of him for as long as we need to until he can go home to his family.
Remember, burden or no to us, we're a danger to him.
That could be true.
The trouble we bring down on our heads is not something a child should be expected to take care of.
I understand full well, Snow Lotus. That's why I have made certain choices in my life. But there's something special about him. I will make sure he's safe. My honor is on it.
All right.
Maybe as you have time to teach him some ways of self-protection.
Yes, I do believe Fuji has taken a head start on that.
Oh, excellent, Fuji.
I grab a cloth and polish some scorch marks off of my armor and say, "Kid's a natural with shuriken."
I'm sorry, what?
The image of a skeleton rolling their eyes. It's like...
I think that's a good place for us to cut the scene, and then let's do our go around for the RP, for the scenes that we want to call, and you can call a scene with NPCs, PCs, things like that. I have one entanglement that will pop up during the course of this, but let's start with the first go around, and let's start with you, Himitsu. What scene do you want to call? Do you want to talk to one of your friends? Do we see in the bar things going on? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think I'm going to warn the yokai that a child is going to move in.
A child?
Yes.
Says your Tengu. Why would you put a child with us? There are many of
Because-
us who would eat delicious children.
Okay, we've already
Not
talked
really.
about this.
Not really.
We've already
Fine.
talked about this, right? Like I appreciate how you are upholding our proud lineage and traditions. But I promise you, he's not going to taste good anyway. Humans really don't taste good. Yeah, you know, that's why I left flesh behind and all of that. It's not great. It's not great.
Feathers get all ruffled.
Besides, I trust you. I trust you a lot to help us out, right? We are your family, and we are taking care of each other. We're just gonna have him for a little while. I promise. They won't let me keep him.
The Kappa kind of over. I'll teach him how to wrestle.
Why is everyone trying to teach the child all this violence? Can we not have tea or something?
I don't know how to do a tea ceremony.
All
Heads
right, all
off.
right. Wrestling is fine. I suppose he's a little on the scrawny side.
And what else do we see you doing around in your bar there?
Ooh, yeah. I'm making it a point to check in on the regulars, make sure. I really don't want them to think that something is up. I want to keep things as normal as possible, like no disruption in the schedule or anything like that.
Absolutely. As you are doing your sort of daily routine, tell me what's one big draw for your club?
Ooh, I think a really big draw is that we have some of the best entertainment, or at least the most interesting entertainment. I will say that.
Like what?
We do have, well, there's open karaoke, which Fuji was horrible at as usual. I've been trying to convince the others to come, especially Steel Crane, but she's not like, she only comes for the drinks. But I think aside from that, we have a really great, I feel like it has to be like this really weird Japanese theater situation going on. You know, like in the 90s anime where it would be super artsy, like that kind of situation.
I think you will, as you're kind of getting things up there, you will see kind of somebody you haven't seen it here before, but you will see your friend Luthia come
Ooh.
in clearly in her civilian garb. It's a little unusual. I mean, your group kind of crosses paths, but it's a little unusual for you to cross paths in your civies. But they do cross over to where the bar is.
Yeah, and I kind of don't like running into her outside because especially when I'm at my job, she always wants me to wear the form of what I used to look like, and that's always uncomfortable for me. But when I see her, I say, "Oh, Luthia, what do I owe the pleasure?"
I was they're doing a cleaning at the coffin hotel that I run, so I thought I would spend a few hours here as I haven't been to your club before.
Right. I'm so glad you're here. I say in a very Asian tone, which says I'm not glad she's here. What could I get you?
Just some rice wine would be fine.
You sure you don't want me to spice that up a little? I know this horrible Gaijin recipe that uses rice wine in the most awful way. It's great. It involves soda water.
Oh, no. I think I'll pass on that.
Right, right. Just rice wine. I think I remember which one's your favorite. I'll go get that.
And she's clearly watching you, like she watches every move. You can tell that there's that her assessing how much you're like her old lover and how much you aren't. Like it's all that kind of judging there.
And I say, now, careful, those eyes of yours, they might bore new holes that I'm not ready to deal with.
I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking.
It's okay. No need to apologize. And I push the sake in front of her.
And she'll bring out a package out of a pocket there, and she will set it on the table, and she will open it up. What keepsake of your past life has she brought here to try and remind you?
Yeah, it's a really pretty hair comb. Really old, really feels like a family heirloom, but I don't remember having a family or what they're like.
I found this. I thought I would return it to you.
I don't know if there's anything to return it to.
There is. I'm sure this will spark something for you.
I smile kindly and I say, "Of course, you're right. I'm sorry for not seeing that. Thank you for bringing this."
Kind of nods, drinks, and then heads out. That's clearly, you can tell that was the intent they had. They wanted to see your reaction. And they're clearly still assessing that. Fuji, what do you want to do? What do we see you up to in between things here?
Well, Himitsu left, so I'm left to my own devices.
I just want to say I gave up. I did not leave. I gave up. Those are two different things.
So I go back in the room with the kid and say, all right, we need to get you out of those clothes. Here's some stuff that'll make you fit in a little bit better. And toss the jumpsuit down.
These are servants' clothes.
Well, today you're going to learn something new. And that something new is called hiding in plain sight. You'll be able to go anywhere, do anything, and effectively be anyone.
You can tell that's intriguing. You have a sense that this kid's life has been highly circumscribed. And when you say go anywhere, you can see his eyes kind of light up. Anywhere?
Let me ask you this. You ever ridden on a motorcycle?
Is that like a bicycle? Didn't we ride on bicycles to get here?
Well, we've made some upgrades since then. It's been a couple of days.
Oh. Then I don't know if I have.
Well, I'll tell you what. Put on that jumpsuit.
Okay.
We'll hop on my motorcycle.
Okay.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. What is there?
Everything.
I've never been to. This is the city, right?
This is part of the city, yes.
I've never been here.
Okay. Would you like to meet some other kids?
No, I'm around kids all the time.
Okay. Let's see. What can I think of to do with you? Has anybody taught you how to fight?
I know how to shoot a bow, and I've been trained with the bokken.
Okay. Has anyone trained you in actual unarmed hand-to-hand combat?
Yes. My mother taught me how to take a man down.
Really? Show me.
And it's not great, but you can see that she's kind of trained him in a little bit of, if you get close in, this is where you stab a dude. And he's hesitant, but he's clearly got the basic training, so when he goes to poke at you, of course it bounces off and he hurts his finger, and ow.
And I laugh uproariously and clap and say, that was very good, young one.
Oh, mother says I'm very bad at it.
Not going to lie, you can improve, but we can all improve at everything. Life is learning constantly. Here, take this. It'll help next time you have to do it. And I hand him a knife.
Okay. He likes having a knife. Tucks that away. When you do get him on the bike, and you do take off and start driving around, there's probably that moment where you have to stop for him to puke a little, because it's like nothing he's ever done before, and he's like, what is this smell?
That's the smell of the city. Also gasoline, motor oil, exhaust fumes.
It's not a good smell. I don't know how you can live here.
You get used to it.
Do you have like something like you put in your nose, like something for that, like a filter or something?
You know what? And I rummage around in my saddlebag. Here, try this. And I give him a rebreather.
Okay.
The sort of thing we use for poison and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah. He'll clamp that on his face, and that seems to at least make him, able to put up with his eyes are kind of still watering as you go around. I assume you kind of give him the tour.
Well, first of all, I want to make sure that he's better.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. And in true anime style, I floor it. We go over a jump, and there's speed lines coming off of us. And just, you hear yelling and laughing and delighted screaming as we zoom off into the distance.
I think that's perfect. Definitely the speed lines, definitely the drum music as you take off and blend into the traffic there. Steel Crane, what are you up to?
I'm having a difficult time centering myself at the moment. The current changes to our dynamic and the current additions to our group are unsettling me, and I'm having a great difficulty focusing myself and centering myself. I think I need to go visit my sensei.
Okay. And we described them kind of up on the very, very top of this hill. It probably was once a refuse dump that got built over to make it into a hill. It is covered with housing, but there's this almost like a shrine up at the top that your sensei lives in. And again, as we said, in anime style, you're just there. Time and space don't matter for travel here. And your sensei is out in the courtyard, essentially doing their movements very slowly. And
I will move to put on a pot of tea and sit down on the edge of the pagoda and just try and sit there stilly watching them as the water boils.
We'll finish what he's doing. I'll brush himself off, and he'll come over to you and he will say, "You smell the blood."
I can never get rid of the smell. It is part of me, it seems.
I know what you usually smell like, but there's something hanging in your aura today.
I sense a great disturbance in my life going forward. I'm conflicted.
What is the conflict between?
We have taken on something that will put us in great danger. It is duty. Duty to clan. Duty to the members of the clan. But I worry it will be our destruction. Honor demands that I follow these orders, but I can't help but feel reservations.
Are you worried for yourself?
Yes.
This is attachment. This is attachment to things.
During our last mission, he pauses. We came across a group of criminals who had kidnapped someone. We were told to kill all that were there, to leave no witnesses. We killed all the criminals, but there was a doctor left. A doctor who had seen our faces. He worked for them, but he was a doctor. I do not know if he had malevolence in his heart, or if he had someone they had just roused at that time of night. But to defend the clan, to defend my fellows, to defend my brothers and sisters, I took a life without knowing whether that life truly deserved it. That is, and she'll pause. I'm sorry, Master. I'm not the student that you raised and trained.
Loyalty to the pack, loyalty to the clan, loyalty of this kind is often a thing invoked to cover one's own laziness. It is easy to say, I had to do this because of duty to my clan or duty to my people, and that above all. But it covers over the fact that killing is an easy choice for you. It is an easy thing to do. It is a thing you can do without thinking, without risking. You can still protect your clan and protect your fellows. But it is not an easy thing. It is not an easy path. Complicated, difficult choices. Investing of yourself, investing of resources to do that. You could have kept that doctor alive. You could have found another way to protect. But you didn't.
No. And she'll look up. No, I felt attachment to my brothers and sisters. and valued their lives greater than his.
I do not say that attachment is wrong, but I say that it has clouded you to other options, other paths. You must take risks and invest to be the loyal clan person that you need to be and an example to your fellows.
I will lift up the iron kettle and pour out 2 cups of tea. Put one down in front of him and place one in front of me. And I'm just staring at the cup. So much of what the clan wants for me is to reduce the risk to the clan. What is a justified risk? Do I have any right to put others in dangers by doing that?
You say this like it is a binary. It is not.
There is yin and there is yang, is there not, Master?
There is a cup, and when you put a drop in it, is the cup full? Put another drop, does it become full? When does that happen? There are degrees. You must keep that in mind. You have much to work on. Gulps it down.
And I will lift my cup up and put it in front of him.
Ah, yes. Thank you.
Although some lessons I learned a long time ago. And can we end the scene there?
Perfect. Exactly. Snow Lotus. What is your life outside the clan like? We saw you kind of going around and fixing places up, right?
Yeah. He works in the community as a handyman for like things that are broken or condemned, and people just don't have the money to throw it away and replace it.
Okay. I just wanted to get a framing of that. What scene would you like to call? On the clan stronghold, outside with another PC. What would you like?
Well, we have this new like yokai sanctuary, so maybe trying to like track down leads on more out there that might want to know about it, need protection.
Absolutely. Who would you go to help you with that?
Well, why not tie it into that work? Maybe like when I was there working to try and fix the building, there was someone in that community that like was talking about rumors of monsters in the area that probably caused all this horribleness.
This thing. I saw it. I thought it was like some kind of like cleaner thing, like a cleaner robot. It's like, but then it raised up on these spider legs, and it moved, and it moved. It had a body, and it was a human body head and a spider thing.
Wow, there have been stories recently of spirits, creatures, old legends returning, but that's giant spider person.
There's an abandoned building that no one goes to anymore. And I've heard that is her nest.
Have you been there?
No. I want to like no. I want to be alive. I don't mess with these things. I hear the rumors, and that's to tell me to go away.
Well, don't like poke the spider thing, but I mean, you hear stories about a giant spider creature. I mean, you got to at least see that for yourself, right?
We live very different lives.
Listen, here's the cactus I promised you.
Oh, thank you.
Just put that in the window, water it every 2 weeks or so. It should be fine. It'll make your
you say it'll survive even in the atmosphere here?
well, it's what it's good at is surviving in harsh places.
It's very very sharp, isn't it?
Well, it's okay.
Oh, all right. Takes a little cactus over, puts it in their window thing there. It's like the only organic thing in their little place.
And yeah, I'm gonna head towards the creepy abandoned haunted spider building. That seems fun. Good life choices.
This is a section of the neighborhood that has kind of decayed in the last few years. People have moved out of it, and you will see there is a building that looks like it used to be like a machine shop of some kind, and the windows are all blackened, like the photo. You know, they've got windows that will light up, turn to light or dark. You know, saying it looks like all of them are set to black. There are cracks in some of them, and it is tremendously spooky.
I think his approach would definitely be like from the top down.
Okay.
That's sort of how he thinks about things. So he'd try and find a way in through the roof.
Oh yeah. So what does it look like when you use your nanites to gain entry?
So like climbing up the side of the building, I think there's just these little like techno-organic little vine tendrils that like coming out of his fingers as he climbs up. And so as he gets to like a door on the roof, it's that, but sort of like hyper driven. He sort of gets his fingers right along the edge of where the door would be, and these vines just like grow out and start like fractaling and cracking everything around.
And you'll get up and you will find a way in. Again, you can move materials aside, and you kind of just, you know, and you walk. You know, all of the ninja can climb, but you are adept and like a spider yourself on the interior of this building here. And I just want to make sure something. Oh, good. We don't have spiders on veils or lines. Just want to make sure on that.
And then a scene we don't talk about happens with a giant spider monster.
Yes.
Next person.
we would go back. So you will see that some yokai robot has made these spider lines with like industrial grade plastic and glue, and there is this cobweb of lines around in here, and you will see at the center of this cobweb this robot. It looks like it must have, like the body of it must have been like some kind of cleaner thing, like this, like a small, like the size of a couch kind of thing. And it's got this torso, and it's kind of got this big black wig that it's put on that kind of drapes down, and its little actuator arms, and then it's attached, like it's found like 8 different additional actuators. None of them match, that it's welded into the body of this thing, and it is there in the center of this vine work of webs. And
amazing.
You hear it go, "Oh, I can feel someone is here. You should come here to the center of my web."
I think Snow Lotus, he sort of creeps out of the shadows along the ceiling, and he says, "This is really impressive work. Did you make this substance yourself? And then he sort of like gets stuck on the web. It's really surprisingly strong.
It is very, very sticky, is it not?
Yes, it smells very strange.
I don't know what it smells like, but you should come here.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say to you, but not here. More of a look. This abandoned, condemned warehouse is very nice. You seem to have made a lovely home here.
Yes, yes. People come like spiders into my web, so you should come here to the center of my web.
I think you mean flies.
People, flies, yes.
No, I mean not like spiders to your web. That would be confusing. That would be like other spiders coming into your spider territory. They'd be more like flies or small buzzing insects.
Yes. Regardless, you should come here.
What happens when people come to your web? Just out of curiosity.
And you see, kind of, she looks down, and you can see that at the bottom where there are doors, there are like pieces of clothing and stuff that are stuck to the ones by the doors. Like people could have come in and gotten themselves stuck and had to wrench their clothing off and that kind of thing. Don't see any bodies.
Look, so I was mostly looking to deliver a message. I've met some other returned creatures like yourself.
Yes.
Spirits who have re-inhabited the city and the land.
Yes.
There's a gathering place now.
Oh, well, I have a fine place here.
Well, yes, you have a fine place, but far be it from me to criticize, but it seems like a lonely place.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, everybody likes to get away sometime from their looking down at the clothes and webs work. And relax, have a nice drink, maybe chase some firefly roses.
That does sound appealing, but of course I'm here at the center of this web.
Well, yes, it would involve going somewhere other than this web. I mean, just temporarily.
I think you misunderstand me.
All right.
I'm at the center of this web.
Okay, well, I'm talking about being another place and then coming back to the web.
I know. I'm saying that there's a problem there.
Do you not like drinking? I mean, I think they have some small bar foods.
No, this web is very sticky.
Yeah, I don't know if you. Is there a secret to getting your hand off of it?
I would like to know that secret.
Oh dear.
I did not realize it would set quite as quickly as it has.
So sort of an industrial epoxy sort of situation?
Yes, something of that sort.
Look, just give me a few, and there's like this surge of nanites coming out and trying to eat the sticky parts and getting stuck, and then other nanites eating them, and I think eventually I managed to melt my hand off of it. This is an interesting problem. If you were able to get free, I mean, would you be up for a drink, or do you know any other monster robots? Not monster in a pejorative way, obviously, just in a descriptive.
No. I like the term monster.
Oh, good. Monster robots?
Yeah, no, I don't. But if you could help me get out of this web that I've made, and so that I can rethink some of my life decisions, I would appreciate that.
Yes. Meditating on your path forward. That does seem. Yes. Slowly back confusedly into the shadows.
And I assume with your skills, you will be able to come up with something. What is the trick to getting this a spider lady out of this thing?
I think he goes back and he starts like experimenting with some aloe type plants.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes up with this like sort of mobile weepy aloe leaf plant that he could bring in there, and it basically starts spreading a slime, sort of the aloe stuff out on it, and eventually it'll work in and let him like loosen from where he's stuck into the web.
Yeah, and you'll eventually be able to get. You can tell that this robot did not think this through. Was just very excited to find a way to do these spider things, and once you get that out, you can see that you have a sense that even if it caught somebody, it's not sure what it would do with them.
I'll give it the gift of this like octopus tendrils aloe plant in a pot, just sort of waving weirdly at it, like, here, this might help in the future.
Excellent. I'd like to do a couple of paired scenes if I can with the PCs for RP. I don't think we had a scene between Fuji and Steel Crane, so I'd like to frame that if we could, because I think there was some interactions in the mission that maybe we can frame there. Does that seem cool?
Motorcycle riding, maybe?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Is the young prince along?
Of course. Did you think I'd just leave him somewhere?
Yeah, we'll assume that he can't hear you just because of the noise and the rushing. He doesn't necessarily have the same comms that you do. You mostly hear him kind of going, "Wah, wah," from time to time.
Okay.
So, Steel Crane, what do you say as you're riding along? What does your bike look like now?
My bike originally was a split front axle trike, one wheel up front, one wheel up back. I think it's got a little bit more bulky, but also at the same time the lines are more graceful. It's smoother. It's slightly pearlescent. It's a pearlescent grey,
Mm-hmm.
but it still has the hollow paintings over the side and the back. So the wings that were there before is actually now a full, down the side is a full crane made of steel in flight.
Nice.
Because nothing says ninja like advertising your presence.
Exactly. It's anime ninja, so yes. So what are you saying to Fuji here?
How do you think the last mission went?
Well, we blew up a building, destroyed the evidence, recovered both hostages. We all lived. None of us got hurt. I'd call that a win. It's a good day at the office.
You spared that doctor.
Yeah.
Were you not worried that he would tell who had been there and who had done this?
People have a remarkable capacity to keep their mouths shut when they know that the alternative is far more terrible than they can imagine. Besides, if we needed to, we could always come back and finish the job a little bit later. If we needed to.
After he had told people.
I don't think he'd be volunteering that information, and I'm pretty sure he would have said something along the lines of, "It all happened so fast, I couldn't see."
He was a mercenary. He was not a yak. He worked for the highest bidder.
And
Such people's morals, they do not have honor like we do. They do not hold their tongue. They work for money. They don't work for a cause. The money is a cause.
reasonable.
Enough money would have loosened his lips. Or
And he would not
time.
have had enough money to spend. He would not have had enough time on this earth to spend it. And whoever he shared that information with. Crane, this is what we do. We track these people down and we remove them so that other people can have a better life.
Yes, but we didn't know this at the time, but our passenger, his family is well connected. Much more connected than we could possibly know.
Yeah?
They have resources like we cannot even imagine.
Yeah?
The things they can do, and the things they have, and the things they have done, shake the earth. It changes the flow of history.
Yeah?
We cannot fall under their crosshairs.
Crane, why do you think I'm spending so much time with this child?
Because you were ordered. The child needs protecting.
One, this kid is awesome. I mean, his technique needs a little bit of work, but somebody trained him how to take an adult male down. Now, it didn't exactly work that well on me, but somebody taught him how to take a regular flesh and blood adult male down. You should have seen the way his eyes lit up when I showed him that shuriken. The way he just transformed when I said, here, put this raggedy jumpsuit on. I'm going to teach you how to blend in, hide in plain sight, go wherever you want, and do whatever you want to do. I'm going to teach you what freedom looks like. You should have seen him, I mean, admittedly, after he threw up a little bit, when I put him on the back of the motorcycle and we just started tearing around the city, going over jumps. You would have loved it. I was basically doing one of your motorcycle races, but there was no competition. I was just teaching him about the joy of riding a motorcycle. I am showing him a different path, a different way to live.
You were showing him something that... How old were you when you killed your first person?
Young enough that I don't remember.
I was younger than this child.
Yes. We've been trained for this.
Yes. And he is not like us.
No, he isn't. But I'm not dragging him into this world.
But you are dragging him into this world. That's precisely what you are doing.
I am protecting him while I show him he can choose his own path.
But can he choose his own path? He can try. And he will fight against that his entire life. He has our blood, but it isn't just our blood in his veins.
And the amazing thing is, if he learns from us, he can single-handedly end the corruption. He can single-handedly undo everything wrong that has been done.
That is
What
a
do you
crime.
want to do? Kill thousands or teach one? This is targeted effect. This is showing him a good way to live and keeping him
This is not
safe.
a good way to live. This is
Riding
not a
around
good
on
way to live.
motorcycles? This is amazing. Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm not saying that we take him on a mission. I'm not saying that I give him a sword and instruct him to behead someone. But I can show him how to put on a disguise so that he can go have a cup of tea or a bowl of noodles.
So he too can eventually kill his own lover. And at that point, I'll increase the speed on my bike and pull away.
Get the feeling this isn't about the kid.
That seems like a good place to cut there. Let's do a scene with Snow Lotus. And of course, let's see if Jamie, have you frozen again?
Oh no!
Of course. We will give them a second to get back in.
Could we maybe take a 5-minute bio break?
Yeah, actually, it's really good. Let's take a 5-minute bio break. We'll do that scene, and then we'll kind of set up for our next mission, kind of thing. Does that seem reasonable?
Cool.
Okay, take 5. I think Jamie's kicking her router. Or no, or is, are you back?
Oh
Hey.
no.
I had to go on the phone. I got my mobile internet because I was like, I'm not gonna like my router exactly when the scene finished. I was like, what?
Do you need a couple minutes to let your router refresh?
Oh no, it'll be fine. Like
Okay.
I'll just switch over whatever. But it's only
Okay.
like 30 more minutes or so cool.
When Garwin gets back, then we'll do this scene between you and Snows. Literally, as I was saying that, I was like, "Oh, they just froze."
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, it was so smooth. Anyway, it's okay.
Hey, Jamie, do you have unlimited broadband or unlimited mobile data?
No.
You might want to turn off the video.
Oh, it's okay. I have a lot though, that I signed up for, and if I don't use it now, it'll be, yeah, it should be fine though.
Just saying. What can I teach this kid next?
So they're only 2,000 away from getting the second book for Passiones. If they can hit that target by the end, which would be
nice.
I
that would be so
saw. I
good.
hope. There's a good chance of that happening. Like,
Yeah, they've still got 5 days.
Hit the second book, so
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun to see that one hit well.
You still haven't played it, have you, Patrick?
no.
I've run the early playtest for group for the Ashcan edition. But no, I've not gotten a chance to play it myself.
Yeah, the changes that have been made between the Ashcan and the present version are really smart, like really smart. And one of those times where you go, this is a person who is willing to cut things that are amazing but just aren't helping the table play.
That's hard.
Which I have a huge amount of respect for. Jamie, Patrick, shall we start this scene? Patrick, Snow Lotus, where should we set this scene between you and Himitsu? Is it at the bar? Is it at the clan stronghold? Is it somewhere else?
What's the clan stronghold?
It's an underground complex. I mentioned it goes deep. This is where you probably spend a good deal of your lives. The training areas, the other members of the clan are there, living their daily lives. It's where the Hall of Records are. It's where the reconditioning happens. All of that kind of thing.
Maybe we're training?
Yeah. What do you
Conversation
imagine?
while training action is going on, sort of thing.
Yeah, you've got something set up so that it'll keep anybody from eavesdropping. But what does a cyber ninja training hall look like?
Well, I mean, it's definitely got lots of like danger room style robotic arms and dummies that pop up and things like that.
So it's one of those fully automated morphing kind of things. So when we see you training, what is the sort of the glamour shot that we get of you, Himitsu?
Ooh, I think my glamour shot looks like I'm attacking the dummy, but then at one point things start to shift and I am the dummy. Like I've learned how to take on that instead and attack instead this holographic distraction I've created of myself.
And what about for you, Snow Lotus?
I think it's where Himitsu is doing the illusions to like distract and draw fire. Snow Lotus like sort of creeps out of the shadows behind one of these like auto turret cannons that's firing at us, sort of thing. And he reaches out towards it as this whole like swarm of nanites come out from him, like disconnect and sort of break apart and reassemble that cannon until it's like this giant sort of flower blossom that is shooting this green energy rays at the other battle bots and sort of things that are attacking Himitsu on the ground, as we now have like a turret on our side growing out of the corner.
And when you've dispatched that, and there's that moment where you actually start talking, you have that break moment to catch your breath. What are you saying, Snow Lotus?
I mean, is Fuji really the best person we want to leave a small child with?
Well, you know, that was a failing on my part. I should have known better. I forgot how much of a lug of a mountain our Fuji can be.
No, I mean, I see the benefits. It's good to have someone around to teach him some manners and like how to get by in the world. Fuji's always had a problem with that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was my plan, exactly. And I offer you tea that came out of nowhere. But yeah, take a breath. But how do you feel about it, Snow Lotus?
I don't know. I can't help worrying. Everything in the city is always on top of each other, and people are just living in each other's spaces. But I mean, this is a lot to stack on your bar. It's hidden and safe, but we have children coming in and out, and monsters, and there's been an unusual amount of traffic in and out of the bathrooms recently.
Right. I changed the recipe of some, uh, snacks to cover that up. The bathroom breaks. No worries. I'm on it. Absolutely. But friend, remember, I know this is difficult. I know that the child presents a burden, but this is part of what we're fighting for. This is part of our honor. We have to. Can you imagine what she went through to be undercover for so long? We have to do right by her. It's for the sake of the clan.
I agree. No, I'm not saying that it should stop. It's just, I mean, we need to not just be thinking about this child, these few yokai. We need to not just be thinking about the right now. We need to be dealing with the problems of the future that we're making. And what does this look like when it's not just one child, but when we've saved others? What does it look like when there's a whole community of yokai? Is it just dozens of cloaked robots wandering in and out of your bathroom all the time?
Oh, that's a terrible idea, but it's an adorable idea. um, you know, for someone like me, I treat each day like it's going to be the last one. Memory has forced me to feel no true connection to this world, but I think for the first time between this child and Anubis, I don't know. I will start looking into the future. You are right.
You have to look into the future. You have to consider where the ideas, the plans that we're planting now, when they'll come to flourish, when they'll fruit, when we will get to harvest the rewards for all of this that this life brings us. We have to be ready for that day. We can't just let it all fall to the ground and rot.
That's true. I would like to have an orphanage of some kind for children and yokai. They're not so different, those two things. I think that would be nice. I will start looking into that.
It's a good idea. Somewhere of their own, somewhere safe, and a plan that we could reproduce, something that could grow into something bigger than what it started as.
Right, right. We have to remember what we're fighting for. And this is a good place to start.
I think a start sounds especially apt for you. Your life, I don't know, you describe it as if you're just living in the same loop, but this is a good place to start, to move forward, change.
Right. Speaking of moving forward, and I take out the hair comb and I say, Luthia came by, and I can tell that she wants me to be the lover that I once was. It's not her fault. I understand. What do you think I should do?
What do you feel about Luthia now? What do you remember?
I don't. I feel I try to reach out, and it's just we do not know what memories we have forgotten. There is no hole, there is nothing. There is no sense of anything missing. I do not feel like there is anything missing, but what if I just don't know?
It sounds unfair. A relationship, any true relationship, it has to be equal in a way. It can't be this imbalance where she knows more about your past than you do, or expects things that you're not anymore. But I don't know, if you were on a more equal level, if you could start fresh, there are ways that the clan has, if she would be willing to release her old memories of you and start from a new point. You'd be equals again, finding your future together rather than someone trying to force you back into a hole you don't fit in anymore.
That's true. I will look into it. Perhaps I just feel bad for how lonely she is. I just don't want her to feel that way anymore.
Well, it could be a test. It could be a proof of how deep her devotion goes, or a proof that you both need to just cut ties and move on.
Right. That's so those are some big decisions to think about. Maybe we should go back to hitting things.
Yes. Much hitting.
And try to not run out of breath so quickly this time. You're supposed to be a ninja.
What? Look, I'm sorry. Not all of us have robot lungs.
Well, I mean, I don't know. If you're going to have that body, you should learn how to use it properly. Don't let your nano do all the work for you.
Oh, there's the sort of angle or angry sort of symbol that shows up. Eyebrows go down. Oh, it is on. Robots come out. Fighting stance.
A duel it is then.
Excellent. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to frame for you what the next mission is. We're not going to do any planning and stuff. I just want to frame it so we have that as kind of the teaser for next time. And we'll start with it. And you'll be called in by what's the name again? Kosama Rust, who will say, we intercepted communications from the Kogage, the one of the rival ninja clans, that they have someone that's in place that has signaled that they've completed their mission and that they have something important we think that the Kogage might be arriving there or even on site getting ready for this. But the particular code words that were used, we've seen affiliated with other traffic regarding the masters who did this to our clan. So there might be some connection. The challenge is that this is not an ordinary place that we need to extract this person from. It is Arakagi's moving castle outside the walls in the wildlands. You'll have to figure out how to get entry, how to find who you're looking for, how to do it quietly, and how to get out. I think we see the nod of you four all kind of nodding, thinking about that. We get a shot of the big city walls and this a huge cyber fortress on wheels, like something out of that City Eating City movie, Mortal Engines, kind of running its patrol along the walls there. Shots of some vehicles down below for scale as it's rolling along. And I think then we cut from that and we get a shot of Luthia at a console. And we see her pulling up some notes, and she's pulling up Steel Crane's info. And you see her start to pull up the mission notes on the kill mission that you were just on, that you got the kid and the woman from. And you see her running some comparisons and some analysis. And that's where we're going to leave off for today.
Ah!
I'm going to give everybody, just because I like to give some XP for sessions, I'm going to hand you 4 XP, just because.
Yay! Wow, cool.
Because I think we learned a lot about characters and things like that. Thank you all very much. This is a fun. I hope it was okay to do like a real more RP session for this. Sometimes Blades doesn't give us the opportunity to do that, but I wanted to give
we don't
that.
have the breathing room.
Yeah. So we'll take up straight with that mission next time. We'll do Stars and Wishes at the end of next session, and we're all in good shape. Does that seem cool for everybody?
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. Is everyone affirmatively decent with me posting this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and do that. I'm going to stop the streaming right now. Before I stop the live stream, again, if you're still here, I want to point out just how cool Steel Crane's overlay is. I just have to give a shout out to that again. It is very sweet. So very, very cool.